What's up, guys? It's CJ, and that's right, I'm finally back. Now, you probably don't recognize this, and that's because this is a new server. We are not on Shadowcraft currently. Now, this is the Harvest server, and you can see there's already some pretty nice looking stuff around here. And that's because there's a couple things you need to know. The first thing is that it's really early in the morning, and that's why my voice is so deep. It's because I'm tired and I just really wanted to make this video. So now that that's out of the way, this server has actually been going on for a couple of months and it's still going strong. And that I am super excited about because the Shadowcraft server we had like probably at most 7 active people on, and that meant there wasn't a lot getting done, and so it didn't really last super long. But this server, on the other hand, it's got a ton of active people, and I am not the only one who makes farms anymore. There are plenty of people making farms, and that means there's shopping, which is something I'm super excited about. And it's like actual shopping. You can see people actually like to buy things. There's shops all around here because we're currently in the shopping district. Um, yeah, so this is really exciting. There's some cool builds popping up. The other thing, though, that this means is that since I have not been on for these 2 months, since I've been very busy in real life, I am really behind. And this episode is going to be all about catching up. So I think the first thing I need to do is take some free stuff because free stuff is the best. The first thing we need to do is just get geared up because I don't want to deal with stone tools. Okay, so as you can see, I have grinded out diamond gear. Uh, as you can see, I've grinded out diamond gear, and I've even enchanted some of it. Not super amazing enchantments, but it gets the job done. And you might be able to see in my inventory, I have actually been gathering resources for a starter base. Now, I'm super excited about this starter base, and you guys might have noticed, but a lot of the builds around this server. Oh, by the way, this is a super cool area. This seed is just awesome, and there's some really nice looking builds around here. But this server, there are a lot of builds that are kind of normal looking, if that makes sense. There's a lot of spruce wood and stone bricks and all that good stuff. I'm not saying it looks bad. It looks great, and all these builds are fantastic. But I want to do something a little bit different, and so I think you'll kind of see where I'm going with this once I start building. You can see the block palette, so you can tell it's a little different already. And this is kind of out of my comfort zone of building. Yeah, we shall see how this ends up turning out. Okay, I've flattened out an area for my starter base, and as you can see, I've got some shiny new wings on my back. And apparently people on the server are super nice, and they just have decided to give me some actually decent stuff like food. Food is good. Um, yeah, so that's great. I'm all for free stuff. But anyway, this is the little setup I've got going. I actually, earlier when I was gathering materials, I was thinking I was going to need glass panes, and then started thinking about the base, and then realized I can't use glass panes for it. And yeah, let's just say all these glass panes were a pain to get. Get it? Pain like like glass pane. I have 16 stacks, and I'm not going to be using any of them. So maybe a shop idea in the future, or maybe a mega base. I've said this before that I have big plans for a mega base, but this server, this is my actual chance to be able to build a mega base because I think it's going to be going on for at least a little while. I think I'm all ready to get started now. So, you know what time it is? It is time lapse time. Just kidding. my recording software decided to crash while I was recording the time lapse, and so I do not have a time lapse, unfortunately. But don't worry, I'll have another one later in the video. Alright, our base is done, and I think it's pretty good looking. You can see that I have added here a little sugarcane farm thingy, and I'm gonna be honest, I think it's pretty good. I like how it turned out. I like how this whole thing turned out. Currently, there is no interior whatsoever, so we got to do something about that. Of course, the most important thing, and it needs to go in place first, is boom, a planning board. So this is where I can set all of my goals for what I'm going to do on this server. And obviously the first thing that needs to go on here is a mega base, because this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I actually feel like this is the first time I could actually do it successfully. Alright, next, create a successful shop. I don't know if I spelled that right, but it doesn't matter because I know what the plan is. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. I guess I need an interior to my starter base. Maybe that should be number 1, but farms, obviously, you know I like my farms. I think that's all I can think of for now, but I think that's a good thing to get started with. I mean, I'll add more to this as we go throughout the world if I think of things, but these are the main things that I would like to get done. Alright, I've added some lighting in the place through use of end rods, and I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what I was doing here, but I kind of like it. It's not bad. So the thing we need to be worried about, well, not exactly worried about, but we need to pay attention to our space, because this is not a massive starter base. I've definitely had bigger before, and that means I'm going to have to get kind of creative in the way that we set this up so that we can have enough space for all the essentials and things we need and all that good stuff. That actually looks really nice, I think. Um, let's see, what else can we do here? Ah, yes, a bed. A bed would be important. But where's the question? Where do we want this bed? Maybe I could just put it right in front of my planning board. Alright, I decided to just put something else behind it, and I think that looks a little bit better. Still not great, but I think it'll work for now until I get an actual base, and then I can move my beds, because I'd rather just not have this in here, I think. And I added in a few more end rods here, and I think that is the interior all complete, at least for now, until I remember that I actually forgot to do something, because that always happens. There's always something more I need in my starter base, but I think this is a good start for now. I really like how this turned out. Obviously, there's a little bit more cleanup and stuff to do on the outside. I need to make this go all the way around or something. And obviously terraforming and that guy. I need to clean this up a little bit and make this fit into the landscape a little bit better. But yeah, I think I am done on this project for this episode. We've got a good starter base going. Alright, plan number 2 for this game is I want to make a slime farm, because slime is something that not a lot of people have yet, and it's kind of annoying to get in big quantities, and so I think I could make a decent profit on selling it. So let's go build a slime farm. Alright, so I dug out this big area here, and my plan is to build some platforms and make the slime farm. So let's make sure this time lapse works this time. So, funny story actually. The time lapse recording did not actually end up recording. So, I'm kind of disappointed. But I did finish the slime farm, and immediately after finishing, realized that I really do not want to spawn proof all the caves and the surface and stuff, because that is a really big area to spawn proof. And so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this entire thing down and I'm going to rebuild it in an ocean. And that way I won't have to spawn proof as much. I've already done a little bit up here, but I don't know. Just probably leave that here. I just don't want to light up all the caves and stuff because it's a massive area. And yeah, so I'm gonna take it all down and build a new one in the ocean. And this time I'm gonna get the time lapse right. I downloaded the replay mod and learned how to use it specifically so I could do a time lapse. Definitely not just moving this farm because I feel like I need a time lapse in this video. Definitely, nah, that's not it. Definitely not it. Alright guys, I've got a beacon set up and let's try for the third time to get into a time lapse. Third time's the charm, right? Alright, so our slime farm is pretty much complete. I'm going to probably finish up a couple things in between episodes, but yeah, this is pretty much done. So that's some good work for this. And I think that's where we're gonna end off today's episode. We got a lot done. We got our starter base done. We attempted to record 3 time lapses. Only one of them worked, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm not upset. Definitely not upset. Um, we got started out on this server. That's kind of crazy. I totally forgot that I just started out on this server. It's kind of crazy because I got a ton of stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, not a bad first episode. I'm really excited for this server and I hope you guys are too. If you liked the video, hit that like, make sure you subscribe. This has been Seajayfour and I will see you later.